Good morning and welcome to the Daily Nudge. I'm Dan Barnes. Certainly appreciate you tuning in. We have been talking about things I would have done differently had I known. And the last 2 days we went over treating time properly. I wish I had paid more attention to the time that I had. And then the second one was we also talked about learning to say no when it's proper to say no. Learning to say I can't because I have other responsibilities that I need to do first, then maybe yes, but we needed to things I would have done differently had I known. Number one is I would have respected time more. And number two, I would have learned how to say no earlier. And this one kind of hits to the core on me. It might not bother you at all. It might not reflect on you because you do it. You do a great job of it. But sometimes I find myself at times in my life to where I wanted to please, and I would just say something in full intention of following through on it, but not. And wow, that's a big one. And things I would have done differently had I known. And the third one is this: I would have made a better attempt at keeping my promises. I would have made a better attempt at keeping my promises. Now, this is not a confession. I'm not coming to you as a confessional. That's not the objective here. The objective is that it's just something I wish I had done differently, or I wish I had done earlier. Had I known, I would have. And people tried to teach me, but I didn't really listen like I should have. But hopefully this might reflect on you, and you might say, you know what? I need to keep my promises. I need to do a better job of it. So here we go. One of the clearest tests of a person's character is whether they keep their promises. One of the clearest tests of a person's character is whether they keep their promises. Promises are not just words. When you promise something, you are making a commitment, and it truly reveals who you are, whether you keep that or not. Your integrity and influence rises or falls on whether your words can be trusted. Your integrity rises or falls on whether you can be trusted. It is so important to keep your promises. Well, preacher, things get in the way. Yes, I'm going to tell you that. None of us are perfect, and many of us will fail at keeping promises from time to time. But the title of this is, I would have made a better attempt at keeping my promises. I'm not perfect, and neither are you. None of us can be. But let's kind of try to apply this to our lives so that we can be better people, so that we can have better influence over individuals, and our integrity will rise. You can start today. You might have failed before, but you can always start over. You can always go again. Well, preacher, I've really blown it in my life. Well, okay, haven't we all? So what you need to do is step back and say, you know what, today I'm going to start. I'm going to start doing my best to keep the promises I made. So here's what a promise is. Your promises build trust or destroy your testimony. When you keep your promises, people know that they can depend on you. But broken promises, no matter how small, you may promise your kid that you're going to take them out for an ice cream. That kid, to them, that is the biggest promise you can make. And you're thinking, well, that's just a petty one. It's really no big deal. But broken promises, no matter how small, slowly erode confidence in relationships, and that relationship will begin to grow fragile. The Bible puts it this way: confidence in an unfaithful man in times of trouble is like a broken tooth or a foot out of joint. Confidence in an unfaithful man is in times of trouble is like a broken tooth or a foot out of joint. Wow, man. If you're somebody that makes a promise and doesn't come through on that, and then somebody has to put their faith in you, and it's like, oh, man, that's worse than a broken tooth or a foot out of joint, to put your confidence in somebody that never comes through with what they say they're going to do. You need to do your best to understand that what you say, your promises, builds trust or destroys relationships. Trust is painful to lose and almost impossible to regain. So you really, really, really got to work hard on making sure you come through on your promises. Number two, your promises reflect your character. The strength of your words is the strength of your character. What you say and whether you follow through reveals who you truly are on the inside. Jesus taught this. He said, but let your communication be yea, yea, or nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. God just said this, hey man, if you say you're going to do it, do it. If you say you're not going to do it, then don't do it. That's just that simple. That's keeping your promises. You got to work hard. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Don't make excuses. Excuses, to me, and I've read over the years that excuses really kind of is like grading. It just kind of goes against, makes you look weak by making excuses. You just, yes, this is what I'm doing, or no, I'm not doing that. And that needs to be the way that we conduct our lives. When we say something, we're going to do it. And by the way, next point is God expects you to keep your promises. The Bible says this, knowing therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenants and mercy with them that love him. If God keeps his promises, then God expects us to keep our word. When we say it, we're going to do it. And that is something we need to follow through on hard. We need to work hard on it. Keeping promises strengthens relationships and your reputation in family, in friendships, in the workplace, in your ministry, and keeping promises honors God. Hey, do your best. Things I wish I would have done differently had I known. Number one, I would have appreciated time more. Number two, I would have learned how to say no earlier. And number three, and this is, I'm smacking myself around here. And number three, I would have done a better attempt at keeping my promises when I made one. People taught me. They tried to drill it into my thick skull when I was a young man, but I was too arrogant and too proud at times, and I'm sure every one of us are, that I didn't listen. But maybe today, maybe this might help. This might make you say, you know what? That's right. I need to keep my words. If I say that I'm going to do it, then I do it. Bible says this, moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. It is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. God just wants you to be faithful. Hey, thanks for joining me here on the Daily Nudge. I hope you're doing well already today. Another gorgeous day planned for today. God has done wonderful days for us over the last few days. The beautiful sunshine, the cooler temperatures, at least here in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's been absolutely beautiful and truly enjoyed the weather outside. I make myself go outside and sit in the sunshine just to get a little vitamin D and kind of push the day along. But I certainly appreciate you joining me. Hope you'll join me tonight right here at Eastgate Baptist Church. If you live in the Cincinnati area, we'd love to have you come on out and be a part of our church. That would be awesome. Also, need a realtor. Give me a call. You have a super day, and Lord willing, I'll see you tonight. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.